we're gonna go from this into a guillotine, and it's gonna be the same concept. When I go to finish, it's the way I turn and crunch my hips that finishes this choke, not me trying to pull his head off, right? So we're gonna start the same way. So we come in, we get here. This time, instead of pushing, he's like, I know this guy wants to take my leg, right? He's like, so I'm gonna use this little bit of space here and I'm gonna shoot this underhook, right? And he starts trying to come up. So typically, once they get this underhook, they're gonna start getting rid of this, right? Because he wants to try to come up and around the corner. He's gonna come up to dog fight, right? And he's gonna start trying to play from here. So, we're gonna start, I'm gonna show what Chase does, and then I'm gonna add a little variation that Ben Eddy showed me that slows this down so you don't have to be as fast, right? So he's gonna shoot this underhook here. So when he does, I'm just letting him have that underhook. As he gets that and he starts to come up and around the corner, I'm just gonna turn and connect to his head, and we're here. Now I'm gonna connect my arm. So the arm that's around his neck, I'm gonna take that hand, I'm gonna turn it over like I was trying to pat him on the chest. My other arm that's under his arm is gonna come in and I'm gonna grab, and I'm grabbing like this. It's called a pretzel grip. So my elbows are high, hands are low, and we grab here. Once I get that grip, I'm pulling my hands in so that both of my fists end up right on the side of his neck, right? So we're here, I connect, and I pull this right up into this space. So as he continues to come up to dog fight, I just fall and I land here. And now, it's as simple. When I go to finish, I'm just doing this, right? I'm just crunching. So I'm trying to use my core, not my arms to finish. Just a little twist, right? So again, we're here, I come in, he shoots this underhook. As he comes up, I just cut the corner and square up to him. He keeps coming to the top, I make that pretzel grip, I pull my fist right up there next to his neck, all right? Now I'm sitting to my hip, throw my leg over the top, and it's already done. All right? So just go on all fours for me again. Yeah. So that pretzel grip, let's turn you this way. All right, I'll do it this way and won't keep turning. So when I come around and I connect this pretzel grip, I'm gonna keep his arm out there just so you can see. I'm rolling it up just like this. So it's right next to his neck, right? So with the arm in, it comes right in here. Right? So turn a little bit more. All right, so I'm here, I connect pretzel grip, I'm rolling it up. Right, so with his arm in, it looks like this. It just rolls up in there. Does that make sense? Clear. So, the pretzel grip is awkward when you first do it, but it's just elbows are high, fingers are pointed towards the ground. I come in and I connect wrist to wrist, and then I grab, no thumbs, right? It's right here. And then when I go to curl it, I'm just bringing it to my chest. So now my hands are higher than my elbows, right? And when I go to finish, I'm just doing this.
Are you turning towards the head?
So the arm that's around the head, I'm always trying to take that elbow to my hip on a guillotine.
Okay, ready.
Right? Cool, let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Come up, right? We're here. All I'm doing is this outside knee is going to the mat and my inside knee is coming up to make the turn, right? So all I've got to do is drop this, open this up, and I'm in front of it, right? It's just that simple, you know? So when we're here and he comes up on this underhook and we're like this, right? I'm just taking this knee to the mat as close to my other knee as I can. And then I open my other leg up and I'm right where I need to be. Does that make sense? Yep. All right, so he comes up on this underhook, right? This outside knee drops in, yeah, the inside one pops up. That's all I'm doing. All right, and that puts me right in position to get to my pretzel grip to my finish. Right? All right, do it. 3, 2, 1. When I shoot in and go to the leg, I dictate when I start that movement. On this one, he's dictating the start of this, right? So how fast he comes up to dogfight, I have to match that speed to come around to grab the head, right? So I want you to get an appreciation for how fast this has to happen. So you're gonna go a little quicker, and the bottom person is shooting and coming right to dogfight. So you have to react. They're not just, step by step letting you get the movement, right? So we're getting here, and when he goes, just all the way dogfight. Right? So we're working on that, being ready for that when he comes up, and catching that right away, right? He's dictating when this happens now because he's shooting the underhook and coming to dogfight. So now I have to speed up to get back in sync with his movement. He's ahead of me because he moved first. So I have to go fast to catch up to be able to grab the head and enter this. Does that make sense? All right, so bottom person, shoot, come right to dogfight. Top person, try to work that timing to catch that and still get that pretzel grip and get that finish, right? Let's do it, 3, 2, 1. So when he shoots this arm up and he comes here, instead of diving over this to go pretzel grip, I'm gonna come over and go S grip. So I'm just catching fingertips to fingertips. The arm that's going around his neck is gonna be palm up. The other one's gonna be palm down, right? So that if I were to miss, I can still grab his chin and I still maintain control, right? So I'm coming in and I'm getting this S grip. The reason I'm getting this S grip is now I can lift my right elbow. Now try to come up to dogfight. Come on, come on, come on. Right? So now we go at the speed I want to go at, not the speed he wants to go at, right? So I can slow this whole thing down. So I don't have to be as fast, right? Swipe. There we go. Right, so now he shoots that in, he starts coming up, I catch that S grip and I lift so that we hold him here. Now he can't come all the way up. If he tries, I just dump him back down, right? And if I dump him back down, I can switch to darces and all of that. Once he realizes he can't come up and he just stops here and he's trying to figure out what to do, now I make that switch to the pretzel grip and we finish. Right? So I'm just coming under, I'm catching, lifting the elbow, and then when I go to make the switch, I just make, switch to the pretzel grip.
Did you do that a bit slower? That switch right there? Okay.
Right? So that palm up hand's gonna turn away, and my other one just goes right over the top of it. Right? And then I'm back to my pretzel grip for the finish. Right? So have them come up on that underhook, get your S grip, lift that elbow, and while you're lifting that elbow, have them try to keep coming up so you can feel how you have control of that tempo, and then make the switch and finish your pretzel grip guillotine. Right? Let's do it, 3, 2, 1. I did a seminar years and years ago when I first started Jiu-Jitsu. And he talked about how anytime he's sitting around, at a doctor's office or whatever, he's always messing and playing with different gripping strategies, right? So we played today with, some S grip, we played with this pretzel grip, right? But if you start to play around, the S grip is one of the easiest grips to get because all I gotta be able to do is touch my fingers together, right? If I can touch my fingers together, I can curl that in and I get my S grip. So you want to work on being able to get and tighten that S grip up and get to there, right? The problem with the S grip is it leaves lots of space, right? So it's easier to get, it's harder to finish from the S grip, especially if you got long arms like I do, right? So sometimes I can get this, but it's not enough to finish because it's too loose, right? So then the next step from the S grip is just the gable grip, right? So palm to palm, no thumbs, going here. Now there's variations of this. Glover puts his thumb in between the fingers of one hand to lock it in. And it gives you a little more elbow motion than a regular gable grip does. Like it's a little bit trickier to get my elbows together and keep my grip. But if I put the thumb in between the two, I can do it real easily. All right, so there's an advantage to putting the thumb in between the fingers. All right, so you have the Glover version, then you have the traditional gable grip, then you have what's called the butterfly grip. So I just slide down wrist to wrist and I'm here. This is the butterfly grip, right? Basically, inverted butterfly is the pretzel grip. All right, so you got butterfly and you got pretzel. All right, and then we move to rear naked choke grips, double tricep grips, things like that as we get tighter, right? So you got S grip, gable grip, Glover variation, right? Butterfly, pretzel grip, rear naked choke grip, right? And you want to be able to go back and forth. Sometimes, like if we're starting in spider web, I'm defending that arm bar, I'm in rear naked choke grip, they pop this off. I'm trying to catch whatever I can. Maybe I can get butterfly grip. They keep pulling, now I'm to gable grip. They keep pulling, now I'm to S grip, right? And then I want to be able to work my way back and tighten that back up and get my controls back. I don't want to be here and they pop it and I'm like, oh, no, I'm dead, right? So if you get good at transitioning between your grips, then you'll be able to, survive longer in some of those positions and also finish more things as you're able to tighten them up. Make sense? So play with that. Eddie talks about anytime you're sitting around and you don't have anything going on, is to sit around and stretch. Do your butterflies, do your lotus positions, whatever. Don't waste opportunities to stretch and work on your flexibility, right? So now we can sit and work on flexibility and we can work on grips. Eddie will choke his own knee to work on his squeeze, right? So just little things you can do, when you got some free time, some downtime, you're just sitting around not doing much of anything. So you can work, your flexibility, you can work your gripping strategies, you can work your squeezes, you can work a lot of these different things, right? So, just some easy things you can do by yourself that's gonna improve your jiu-jitsu game, right? Cool. Any last minute questions on anything we did today or anything you've been dying to ask me that you haven't had a chance to ask me?
Just a quick one. How you're gripping that overhook? Are you kind of just like lazy with it? Or are you kind of like rigid, you know what I mean? Just
On the overhook, on the guillotine?
Like when they're coming with the dog fight and you're setting it up?
It's light, it's just
light.
Okay. It doesn't need to be real heavy. So the only time I'm gonna go heavy on it is if I'm planning on like hitting that heavy whizzer to bring you back down.
Okay, like you're trying to.
Right. If I want you to come up so I can attack your neck, then I'm gonna be light with it because I want you to come up. Okay. Right? Right. So that's, I want to entice you to come up so I can attack that, attack that guillotine. If I start heavy whizzering you, you're gonna post and you're gonna start thinking about other places to go. Maybe you go plan B or something like that, and that's not where I want you going, right?
So when you bring that elbow high, is that kind of hitting that heavy whizzer, or is it something different?
It's similar, the difference is like right? So heavy whizzer, I only have the one arm, right?
Right.
So when I'm whizzering you, I'm just trying to break you back down, right? Go this way. Okay. I can use it to heavy whizzer and then cut the corner, but see how I have to let up?
Right.
Right? If I'm heavy on the whizzer, I can't also cut the corner. Mm-hmm. Right? So if I need to square up to you to get that guillotine, I have to let up on this. If I have that S grip, right, now I'm already squared up to you, right? It's after I've already gotten here. So now I can be, I'm lifting with this. I'm not driving with it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Right. Makes sense.
Just a different control.
Right. You're lifting up, you're not squaring down.
Right. Cool. Anything else? No? Let's get a picture.